You are the one who makes it look easy. The low-maintenance friend, the gifted problem solver, the team player who never causes drama. You spend your day making sure everyone else is comfortable. But when you finally get into your car and close the door, you collapse. You feel a chronic, heavy exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. A sense that you are performing a role that is slowly wearing you down to nothing. We struggle to understand why being good and doing everything right leads to feeling so drained. Many of the traits we label as kindness or being easygoing are actually deeply ingrained childhood adaptations. These behaviors were shaped by your early environment and are still running in the background of your adult life. You are likely operating from a survival script that you have spent a lifetime mistaking for your actual personality. This pattern often takes root in a high-control, low-warmth home. In these environments, rules are rigid and emotional safety is conditional. Children learn very early that their value depends on obedience and minimizing their own needs. When a child faces a threat they can't fight or run away from, the brain searches for a different way to stay safe. This is the origin of the Fawn response, the act of appeasing and pleasing a person to diffuse their anger. This creates biological hypervigilance. The HPA axis, your stress control center, wires the brain to scan for the slightest shift in a caregiver's expression. As an adult, this hypervigilance shifts to bosses or partners. You avoid conflict because your nervous system perceives disagreement as a threat. Chronic people-pleasing is a biological response to fear. It is a system wired to trade away your own preferences in exchange for social safety. School systems offer another version of this trap. If you are a gifted student, you learn to navigate rigid rubrics with very little effort. You built your self-worth on the reliable dopamine of high grades and teacher praise. Coasting through school means you never learn the vital skill of struggling through a problem. Your brain got used to being right without ever practicing how to handle failure. The transition to adulthood is jarring. The clear rules of childhood dissolve, leaving you to navigate a world that doesn't provide a rubric for success. The collision is inevitable. The gifted kid freezes at an unstructured task, while the fawner says yes until hitting complete burnout. Success in childhood's closed systems leaves the nervous system unready for the open-ended reality of life. You lose your sense of identity because you only know how to perform for an audience that is no longer there. Healing begins when we view these traits as adaptations. These behaviors successfully kept you safe during your most vulnerable years, but they are no longer required for your protection. Neuroplasticity allows us to change these patterns. The brain is capable of rewiring these old survival loops, turning reactive habits into conscious choices. This process involves the discomfort of practicing new skills, tolerating a moment of conflict, saying no when you are overwhelmed, and listening to the personal preferences you were trained to ignore. Reclaiming your agency doesn't make you a selfish person. It simply shifts the driver of your actions from a place of fear to a place of choice. True kindness is deeply grounded in authenticity. It is time to unmask, stop surviving, and discover who you actually are when the noise of the old script finally stops.